Hello everybody and welcome to ReZero Director's Cut Episode 4 Anime Review, aka things go from bad to worse for Subaru, and then he gets a bit more inspired. Biko's there, a lot of stuff happened this week. It's going to be another one of them long weeks. That's the thing with this Director's Cut, I talk a lot, so I'm going to try and go through quite quickly as I always do, because, you know, double length episodes, they're a thing. But yeah, Again, I don't think there was anything added. Oh, I can't remember. The only thing that might have been, and it's just because I can't remember, is when they say goodbye to him at the door. But I don't actually think it was. But that's the only thing that that seemed like it might have been new. So, it probably isn't, and I've just forgotten about it originally. But, you know, I'll look it up after this. Probably should have looked it up beforehand. But oh well. That article was pretty helpful. Well, I mentioned a few weeks ago on my anime list. It's pretty good. Anyway, let's get into the episode, see what went down and everything. Let's do this. So Subaru wakes up screaming because he's just got his head bashed in, you know, that's less than good. Scares the twins, obviously, but he quickly recovers it. He's like, yes, Subaru pose, aha. And he deduces basically everyone is a target. While he's doing these deductions, he's walking in a circle around Biko. That's pretty funny. She could tell he was scared, so then he's like, you can leave now because you've calmed down. And it's like, oh, she does care. She is a tsundere. Tsundere Biko. That is exactly what it is. But, you know, he gets blasted out the room, the library, into some poo. Because it was put on the plants, because that's a thing you do. I don't garden, I assume that's what you do. Amelia then shows up and Puck washes in with some whirlpool. There's a little bit more banter between them, which makes Amelia laugh. She's got a nice laugh, by the way. Good old Rie Takahashi. Good laugh. Oh god, what's that role she has where she laughs and it's like the kawaiiest thing ever? I've forgotten. But that was good too. It was like that, but more Amelia-like. Subaru explains where the tang came from, and then she gets embarrassed, and Subaru's like, that works better than I expected. And it's like, Subaru, you're such a dork, and I love you. The twins tell them Roswell's home. Subaru, basically, in order to prevent his own death, basically, he's like, I need to get information, so I cannot be working. So instead of getting a job, he's like, just let me stay here, you know? And to be fair, didn't catch on the first time I watched this 3 years ago, whenever it was, that's what he was doing. I just thought he was being lazy, but no, it's because I'm trying to figure out how to save myself here, which is fair enough. We see a bit, you know, brief thing where he goes around places. His investigation didn't turn up much. He goes to see Biko, asks about magic, and she tells him about curses and mana drain can kill people, so then she's a suspect now. And then he gets her a book from a high shelf, which is a funny thing to put in my notes because she's short, and it was pretty funny. But yeah, then the only people that can mana drain in the place are Biko and Puck. So those are the two suspects we got for that. Also then Biko was the one that healed him, and then she blasts him out again, and Amelia's like, once again, are you okay? Which I thought was pretty funny, you know? The whole repeating thing, but actually not repeating. It's funny because he didn't die this time. It just happened twice in one life. Hilarious shenanigans. After compiling his information, he realizes that the only things he's got curse and chains, and that's all only things he's got. So Subaru, don't quit your day job and become a detective, good sir, because, you know, you're not doing a good job. Ram shows up briefly and now is more friendly. Also, I forgot to mention earlier, she called him a freeloader and was sort of cold to him, but now she's way more polite. And he tells her a fairy tale from his homeland of Japan about a blue ogre and a red ogre. Basically, the red ogre wanted to be friends with people. Blue ogre was like, alright mate, I'll help you out. So he sort of sacrificed himself so the red ogre would be their friends. Ram thought everyone in this story was stupid and she thinks the red ogre should have done something in himself before the blue ogre, you know, got sick of seeing him like it, which is a fair point. You know, she does. I wonder if this story could possibly be mirroring something that could be happening in one of their circumstances. It was a very specific story, but it's sort of how these things go, isn't it? Anyway, she says, hey, which one would you rather be friends with? And he's like, I'll pick both. And she's like, you can't pick both. You gotta pick one. That's a lame answer. You're not playing the game right. It's would you rather. Well, I want both. No, that's not how it works, Subaru. Sorry, got ahead of myself. You never have people that you play that game, right? When you were like a kid, where it was like, it's like you had to pick two bad options. Like, would you rather do this or this? And then you'd have a person who's like, well, I don't want to do either. And it's like, well, yeah, that's the point. Or like, who would win the fight between a dog and a cat? And it's like, well, if the dog had a gun, it's like, well, no, that wasn't the question. Ran over, but you know what I'm talking about. Those people are the worst. Then we learned something about a dragon story lore, and then she won't talk about the witch because she's like, I do not wish to discuss that. And it's like, all right, shut that down very quick. And then she tells them, don't tell Rem the ogre story because she won't like that. Fair enough, you know. Good thing he told it to Ram and not Rem first time, otherwise, you know, he might not have a head anymore. And then he talks a bit about the Witch of Envy. Witch of Envy, Witch of Envy. And more, she's an important character, I assume. She's probably the most important character that never shows herself, at least in, you know, properly, at least this season. Because I've not read ahead, I don't know what happens. Yeah. So yeah, Ram and Subaru getting along a bit better, but at the same time, not really. The next day, Subaru's about to leave the mansion to go and try and save them, I guess. Amelia babying him was pretty funny. Again, later on, it's in the OVA. She's like, you're like 13. It's like, Subaru's like, well, I'm not 13, Amelia, you fool. But yeah, Subaru promised not to tell anyone anything to Roswell and everything, so that's good. He leaves and finds a very suspicious spot on a cliff overlooking the mansion. So, you know, he couldn't be more suspicious if he tried. Don't really blame mystery assailant for chucking a ball at him. Yeah, he falls off, but he gets lucky. Well, he tied himself to the thing, so he's not dead. Basically, he's been attacked. Who's the attacker? Who is it? Who is it, guys? It's Rem. Who's that? Who's Rem? Nah, Rem was the attacker. We'll get to that. Who's Rem? Yeah, Rem was the attacker, and she's like, I'm gonna do this because you're suspicious. I'm like, alright, maybe ask questions first. Maybe not, don't start with the ball chain. I guess she did ask some questions. But then Subaru escapes by using phone blinding, which is a good strategy. Question about Subaru's phone, right? Because I've seen conflicting things and I want a blimmin' answer. Subaru's phone, if he takes a picture, right, and then he returns by death, does the phone keep the picture? Because I've seen people say it does, and I don't think it does, because that's not how it works. But I've seen people say it does, which I don't believe. So let me know about Subaru's phone. It shouldn't do, but you know, maybe it's a magic phone. He does a little run, but then his leg gets sliced off by a sharp piece of air, which that's how air works. Rem heals him though because she wants some questions, and she asks him questions, and he tells nothing but the truth. Everything he says is the truth, but she doesn't believe him because he smells, basically. He smells like a witch, and Subaru has no idea why. He's like, I don't have a, what are you talking about? And then she's mad at him, and then Subaru gets mad because they don't remember all the fun times they shared, and he has a little whine where he's like, why damn it, no. And I get it. I actually kind of like Subaru's whininess. I know it's a thing that could absolutely turn people off him, but I like him because he's such a flawed character. Like, it's a nice thing to see. Like, he's got good intentions, but he has a whine sometimes, and I like that about him in a weird sort of way. Subaru, while he's having his whine, gets his throat slit. He's about to say, I like you guys, and then throat slit. Who could have done that? It was some sharp hair. Who has sharp hair powers? Do we know that yet? I don't think we do, actually. Sharp hair, pretty dangerous. So he wakes up now on his third attempt. Well, let's see. Die. This is his fourth attempt. Fourth attempt at this one. Now he's scared of the twins and tries to tell Amelia about Return by Death after this. However, there's an evil hand that basically says, nah, man, you are not nah, you're not doing that. It basically says, you do that, I'm going to crush your rib cage, and probably your heart as well, but your rib cage. And then tells Amelia, just don't get involved with me, you know, just don't. And she looks so hurt, and it's like, she'd also be pretty confused, because like Subaru just risked his life to save her, and now he wakes up and he's like, don't talk to me, ever. Like, proper mood swings on that Subaru boy. But yeah, then he has a little monologue, I guess. He thinks, hey, I didn't die another time in the capital, so I might not come back if I die again, which, don't die again. Bika comes to see him, basically to say hello. She says he smells as well, so Subaru, take a shower, man, or a bath. I don't think you have showers. Do they have showers? Don't think so. Subaru says, hey, keep me safe, please. She's like, okay. They do a little contract thing. They hold hands for a bit. Oh, isn't that nice? And then he starts having nightmares that night, and then people hold his hands. So that's nice as well. A lot of nice going on, considering Subaru is on the edge of insanity. Biko brought him to the library. I guess she used magic to carry him, because there's no way that Biko can pick up Subaru. Yeah, then we learn it wasn't the Biko that was holding his hands, because she wouldn't do that, obviously. All day they read, Biko gets summoned, Subaru follows her. It's morning, hooray, he survived! Oh, good stuff. Then Amelia shows up and is looking all sullen while she's dragging him somewhere. Subaru's making jokes, but it's clear something is very wrong. Subaru, read the room, my friend, or the hallway. You're in a hallway, read the hallway. So it turned out Rem died. That's pretty not good. Ram's crying. She's flipping sad as anything. That scream she does, poor. Considering how, like, not monotone she normally is, but how, I guess monotone is an alright word for it. But it's not the one I meant. That's got like a bad connotation. I didn't mean it like that. But no, that scream was pretty good. When Subaru gets closer, Ram like smacks him away, like, I'll kill you. I'll kill you, man. And then it turns out it was a curse. Roswell's like, do you know anything? And because Subaru literally can't say anything because of his return by death. Because if he says, no, I don't know anything, they'll be like, well, he's lying, he does know something. But if he says something, he can't. So, you know, he's kind of up Pooh Creek at the moment. Ram gets mad and shoots at him because she sees he's holding back. Biko protects him though and is like, he was literally in my room all night. And then Roswell gets mad and is like, oh, so you like him more than me, basically. And it's like, I never understood why Roswell got mad at Biko there. So he was just like, oh, you've taken quite a shine to him. It was like, she just proved he couldn't have done it because he was in the room all the time. Also, it's Subaru. Have you seen Subaru do any magic? He can't even cook bread. There's not bread, it was potatoes. I meant potatoes. But anyway, he runs away after this. Amelia tells him, hey, save them if you can. And then he's like, nah, I'm sorry. And he just leaves. And she looks really hurt. Amelia has like the best hurt faces. Don't hurt her. He runs away. And he thinks dying might be a better option. This is a bit dark. He's like, there's a cliff. He doesn't think he's going to come back, by the way. So he's like properly considering suicide. You know, not good. I mean, it's a bad situation, Subaru, but I mean, you got to push forward and all that. Motivation. Biko shows up though. He can't take the step forward because he can't do it. He's like, oh, I just can't. Biko finds him later and tells him, hey, you can't restore what was lost, but I'll help you escape because I'm your contract spirit now, and that's nice. Where am I? He remembers the hands, people holding his hand. He's like, well, I figured it was the twins. So he has no evidence to support that, by the way. Like, it could have been Amelia holding both hands, like, spread out. He really has no reason to think. It could have been Roswell. You don't know. It could have been. I'd like to think he would have known if it was Roswell, but it could have been. Who knows? Because of this, he's like, Subaru's made up his mind. He's like, well, they supported me when they saw I was bad. Ram shows up. Subaru then completely kills the seriousness of the moment by pulling on Biko's drills, and it's like, I got this. He's decided he's going to learn more about what he doesn't know about, I assume, Rem and Ram this next time. He's like, I love you guys, and then he jumps into the cliff and splats, and he goes like, I'm going to save you. And that's the end of the episode. Blimmin' hell, these ReZero reviews are getting long. Yeah, I like it. I love ReZero. I like Subaru. I like Subaru's character arc. The one thing I might say is his character arc repeats itself a little bit. Like here he's like, well, and that's future spoilers. I'm not going to do that. Once again, I don't think there was anything new added, but as I said, I think it's going to be, what's it? It's arc 3. Also, the episode was like 51 minutes. I'm assuming because one of the episodes was like the opening was cut out and they just put more episode instead. Whereas this one they put the opening as well. That's another good thing about ReZero is they actually put the openings in like every week. You remember it in the original when half the weeks there was no opening? I remember that. That was a weird thing, weird times. Yeah, now we got openings, so that's nice too. I'm not sure. Are we gonna finish this arc next episode, or is it the episode after? I can't remember. It must be the episode after, right? I really can't remember. That's on me, that one. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know in the comments below. Answer my questions if you know the answers, because I'm genuinely curious. Like and comment and subscribe and all that other stuff as well. I will see you next week for another episode of this. Check out the main channel as well. I forgot to say that. See you next week, as I said. And bye, guys.